Welcome peeps. I just wanted to give a breakdown or a little story time on how I grew a business at this point in my life to $1 million in the span of not a year but 7 months based on how the business is going right now. But just to start things off, when I look back and reflect on everything that's happened so far, everything started in high school. Let's just start from there. Everything started in high school. And from first up to fifth form, right before COVID, so from first to fourth form, the environmental club would sell fruits to obviously the population, the campus, in persons on the campus, so the teachers, the staff, auxiliary, students, parents, everybody. And when I was in 06, I realized in September 2022 that the environmental club wasn't selling any fruits. So I actually went to the student at the time who was the president or in charge of environmental club, and I asked him like, what's going on with what's the situation with the fruits. And he said that the persons who were in charge of that aspect of everything, one resigned, one went I think to like a completely different country, and another was on like a year-long leave or something like that. So they actually weren't going to sell any fruits this year or for that 2022 period. So then I was like, what if I sold fruits on behalf of the environmental club? Meaning I come up with the capital, I source the fruits, I even sell the fruits, and then better yet, we leave a split profit 50-50. So the club will be getting money out of nothing. I'll do all the work, all you have to do is just give me the permission. So he said the idea sounds good, and he'll go speak to the current staff member who is in charge of the club. He said he spoke to her and he said that she wanted to speak to me or whatnot. I don't 100% remember, but I remember going to her, and then she was like, she's actually interested in the proposal that I came up with. So first of all, I saw a problem that needed to be solved, and I solved it. So that's number one. That's how basically every business makes money. They solve a problem, right? So after she gave me the yes, I remember it was December 2022, and I sat down, I researched different places on Google that's distributed fruits. I called them up, I wrote down like the prices of everything, the different types of fruits that they have available, and I just took my chances on one of the locations that gave me like a list of the fruits and the prices, and I just worked with it. Now up to today, that's the same person or location or institution that I get my fruits from. So then everything. Oh, and I didn't actually have the capital though. I took money from some of my friends, some of my colleagues, and I pulled money together. I went on Amazon. I bought this big ass duffel bag that I was supposed to be able to put the box of apples in, and it was actually the perfect size box or the perfect size bag to bring the box of apples in. And then moving into January 2023, where everything actually started. So when everybody came back to school, we started fresh, and then I pulled the trigger. So the first day of school, I came in with a box. It was like over 100 apples in this big box, and I really didn't know what to expect. I was walking around, and most of the persons, especially first farmers, weren't necessarily buying it from me because they thought I was just selling. And selling is illegal in like most high schools. So then I started saying stuff like, I'm selling on behalf of the environmental club. But once I gave them that form of security, that form of peace of mind, they started buying it. And most weeks or most days, I would sell up to like, no, I was only buying a case of apples per week, but I remember on certain days I was selling 100 apples in one day, and I was selling them for $100. So doing the math, I would have made about 10 grand a day in revenue. And then I don't know what happened, some falling out happened, and that only lasted for 1 month. So I eventually ended up splitting up the money to the different investors, the sleeping investors. I was the person doing all the work. There was no one doing anything else there's no one doing anything in regards to the work other than me. So I guess it was just draining physically and mentally, and eventually I just had to stop. And then Cape was coming around the corner, so time constraints and whatnot. So then in So that was actually not lower six but upper six. So that was 2020, September 2022. That was upper six, and then January 2023, and then now move on to September 2023. So September 2023, I did not do anything up until December 2023, still nothing, and then I still had the idea in my head, wondering why I stopped in the first place. But I was still I was a bit skeptical since it's like a completely new environment, it's a different group of people. I don't know if like persons this age in this age group or category would be interested in fruits and whatnot. It's just a bunch of like whys and being fearful and not wanting to like take the big leap of faith to go again and get a capital all on my own and sell all on my own, because it was a completely different environment, right? So then my girlfriend said, you know, you should just try, just do it. Like, you did it in January 2023. You did it at school, at high school. Why not try it at university? So I was like, okay. So then I bought my case of apples, and again, that was January 2024. And you know that for universities, schools lock for like majority of the time. So I started selling at the last week of January. And then when I came, it was, I'm not going to lie to you, it was so difficult. It was a completely different group of people. They were not interested in what I thought. They weren't interested in fruits at all. All they want drink is like, all they want is like, what I say, like Monster and Red Bull and, you know, boom and drink and all them look at something. But they weren't necessarily interested in fruits, in my opinion. So the first week, it was so hard to sell just 35 apples. I remember I was on the roadside, literally I was on the roadside selling, and funny enough, it was mainly men that actually bought from me. Most women gave me like some look. I don't know why. It was the females that gave me that, but you know, and experiences like that show me that men will like always be there to support, because everyone that bought from me on that same day was like, we'll support your thing, just go and believe, bro, this, that, and the fourth. Most girls just walk past me, them not look at me, I would talk, try to get their attention, pitching to them that I'm selling apples, and none of them not paying me any mind. But I eventually sold those 10 apples that day. I just sold 10 apples that day, and it was so hard. I don't know how I was going to sell over 100 apples left inside that box. Then I had a friend who was in my class who lived on the same hall, and she also had another friend who apparently over the summer she did some type of work in sales. So she came to me and she was like, she's willing to help me. I just need to, you know, come with her, follow her, and listen to what she has to say and all that. So we went, she brought me to in front of one of the halls, and in no time she was saying stuff like, every person that walked past, she would say something like, oh, today we have a deal. Usually, I would have sell this for 150, but today I'm selling for 100. Even though not go so, it's just something to plant in their brain to think that they're actually winning something, and they should not leave out on a deal. So that week, or that for that month, for the month of February, she helped me, and everything was going good. Until I don't know if I got burnt out or whatnot, and I just didn't feel like this was efficient enough. Because for me to always be leaving my class or leaving anywhere where I am to sit down, pitch people every single day, tell them the same story of how I have some sale and you must buy this because this, that. I didn't want anyone to feel pressured to buy my product. I didn't want anyone to feel forced to buy my product. And I just always knew inside that there was some way, there was a better way, there was a way more efficient way to sell these fruits. And if I wanted to scale, there's no way in this entire world I could sit down outside for 24 hours selling to people and selling to the same people every single day. That made no sense. So it became draining, and I stopped for that 1 month. And then September 2024 came. So now this is my second year, right? And I was like, I want to sell fruits again, but I don't want to sell it the same way I did last year. Yeah, it was working, but it just wasn't good enough for me. Like I was thinking bigger. I wanted to scale the side hustle and turn it into a genuine business. And me sitting outside again never made any sense. So I was like, how can I started thinking, like, I started asking myself questions. How in this world can I grow this fruit business and scale it? So then I was like, why not just sell wholesale to different locations or different commissaries on hall, or just different locations in the corporate area close to school, so it's not that far to travel and whatnot, right? So I remember I have this book where I wrote down what I was going to say to them and how I go pitch them and this and that and that and that. The first location I went to, I went inside and I asked to speak to the owner, and the owner was there, and she was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then I was like, "Hi, miss, I have a business proposal," and she's like, "Let me hear it." And I was like, "I am a fruit distributor. I've been selling for 2 years. I've been selling at high schools and at universities, and I wanted to pitch you, or I wanted to sell you, like for example, a flat of apples. And then after everything done, we will split the profit." She's like, "No, I don't split profit. I buy and I sell." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry." And I walked out. And after that door lock, I stood up at the door for like a good 5, 10 minutes. No, I move because I'm like, I'm not going to take a no for an answer. Like I need this. I need this yes right now. I'm not just going to get the no and just walk away and then that's it. My dream just done. And I not go to any form of extra work to get it. So I stood there. I was like, just lock the book, bro. Like, just lock the book and think right now. What can you do to get a yes right now? She said she didn't necessarily tell you no. She said she doesn't split profit. She buys and sells. So sell her the product. So I was like, in what way or how much could I sell this for it to make sense for me and to make sense for her, that when she puts her markup, it's not too much for the other individuals to purchase it. So I was like, boom, I got the case for X amount. I did some quick math in my head. I got the case for X amount. I have X amount of flats inside of the case, and I can sell this flat for this amount of money and still make a little profit. So I was like, boom, 3 grand. So I went back inside and miss, all right, miss, I'll sell you the flat for 3 grand. And she's like, she went on her calculator, she go boom, 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 boom. She's like, okay, when can you deliver? Today it was a Monday, I believe. I know it was a Tuesday. And she was like, can you deliver tomorrow? And I was like, yes, bro. Remember, bear in mind, January that same year, I could not sell 35 apples in 1 week, much less giving her one flat of apples, and then I have over 100 apples left still in the box. So I was like, boom, she gave me a yes. Now it's time to move, so I need to get even more locations. So I went down the road, I went to a different commissary, I went to a different hall, and I was like, hey, can I speak to the owner? She was like, oh, the owner not there, but I could give you the person's number. What do you want to talk about? It's like a business proposal for fruits. She's like, sure. She gave me the person's number and I call him up and I was like, hi, sir, this is so and so and so. I'm a fruit distributor and I would like to supply apples to your commissary. And he's like, sure. Bro, I got 2 yeses in 1 day. It was easy. So I got that 1 yes, and eventually I got the confidence to just move forward with the other with searching for more, seeking more locations, right? I even remember calling my mom and I was like, Mommy, I got 2 yeses. And then she's like, okay, that's 2 yeses. What about the other flats? What are you going to do with those? I was like, yo, don't worry about that. I just got 2 yeses. Like, it's good so far. I'm working on it, right? And then I moved on. I'll go down the road again. And I went to our next commissary. And then our next hall, our next location or whatever. And I said the same thing. I'm a fruit distributor. Been doing this for X amount of years. I sell this and that and that. And then she was like, I have to speak to the owner. When I realized apparently they just got ownership of this location. So they were up and down. They were busy. And I was like, sir, can I speak to you? And he's like, no, I'm kind of busy right now. Come back to me January. Remember, this is September, October, 2024. The man tell me to come back to him January 2025. So I was like, bet, no worries. As long as I get a direct answer, I'm good. I don't really like when they try to be around the bush and then give me iffy but maybes and them say come tomorrow, this and that. Is that a yes or no, bro? You know what I mean? So I was quite grateful for the yes, so I know that I shouldn't be wasting my time coming back here any amount of times. The next location, they gave me a number, but they were not responsive at all. And that's why I love direct face-to-face contact. It's way better. You leave a better first impression, and you have a higher probability of being answered, because they did not respond to me at all. So up until September to December, those 2 locations were not going anywhere. Until January came again, I was like, yo, obviously this texting thing not gonna work. So I went back to that location, and finally the same lady who told me that she have to speak to her boss or whatever was the same person that told me yes. So in my head I was like, why couldn't you just tell me yes from September when I asked you? But that's besides the point, as long as I got a yes. So that's my 3rd location. The 4th location, where the man was busy, I went down there for like an entire month, bro, for like the entire month of January. And every time I go there, him not there. Every time I go there, him not there. And I was like, how in the world am I supposed to get in contact with you if you're never there? Every time I go there, the clerk is like, oh, him just leave, or oh, him just I got come, or oh, him down the road. And one more go, if button maybe, him soon come, blah, 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 blah. Him in a meeting, this, that, 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 that. So one day I finally went there and he was there. And I was like, sir, can I speak to you? I have a business proposal. And he was like, sure, what's up? And then I walk around, cause I'm low key still busy, you know. And I walk around and then I say, what's up, what's up? And I was like, yeah, I'm a food distributor, X amount of years, I sell this and that and that and that. And he's like, okay, how much you selling me this for? Him say, I'm gonna try it out. I say, so I'm gonna give you half a flat for X amount of money for just for you to try it out. He's like, sure. The next day I'm calling back, yo, you know, so the apple him done. I was like, really? Him say, yeah, bring a whole flat next time. And that's how I got my 4th location. So obviously through perseverance, bro, just if they haven't told you directly no, keep trying, keep pushing, like don't stop. If you genuinely have this dream or this aspiration inside of you that's like constantly boiling, it don't make it stop boil, bro. Make it overboil, or just make it bubble until you finally reach your target, which is the yes or the no. And once you get the no, at least you get some peace of mind knowing that at least you tried, right? So fast forward to today, I added a new fruit to my distribution list, which is grapes, and that has increased my revenue to now where you saw in the previous video, almost well, not almost, it technically is 200k in just capital that I need to keep the business flowing on a monthly basis. Therefore the revenue is more than 200k. So that's how I came up to the calculation of $1 million in just 7 months, because 200k times 7 is 1.4 mil. I know that's just capital, but when you add the revenue to that, that's way more than 1.4 mil. But just to keep the number simple for the thumbnail, I just put a mil. And yeah, here we are today. So I still have those same 4 locations. I also had 2 other locations, but it wasn't making any sense. I would be traveling distances just to give them like half a flat for like the entire week, and sometimes they will sell it because it's not like an area where you can walk around. They have to literally pitch it to the persons who come up to them and ask them if they want fruits. So that was working good. It was a waste of time, so I got rid of those 2 locations. But right now, solidified, I got 4 locations, and it's recurring. Like every single week I bring the same amount of fruits every single week. So that's how I know for sure the amount of money that I'm making. It's not like I have like a list of clientele and sometimes they want it this week, sometimes they don't want it that week. I deliver to locations on a weekly basis. It's recurring revenue. It's like Netflix. You pay a subscription. It's just that this isn't online. This is like real stuff. So yeah, that's where I currently am in life. And trust me, it wasn't easy at all. A lot of times, especially in the initial aspects of things, I felt like giving up. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it felt very draining. Like times when I don't have the car, I have this big box of apples on my shoulder until I eventually diversified into locations. And I forgot to say this in the initial part of the story. When I just started, I didn't want to lose off on the profit, because in my head I'm like, if I distribute to these locations, I'm going to have to reduce the amount of money that I sell it to them. Therefore I'll be losing on. Well, not skeptical, because I said I wanted to scale the business, but I was a bit like iffy, because when I sold the case by myself, I was making like X amount of money, but I know if I was supposed to sell like wholesale to these different institutions, I would be earning less per box. However, seeing that I'm selling to these institutions on a regular basis and I have so many of them, I can sell more boxes, therefore increasing the revenue and the profit while working even less, and it's guaranteed. So right now, what I'm focusing on, because most of the locations they're open seasonally, they're not open right throughout the year because of where they're located, obviously. So my next goal would be to get into locations that run right throughout the year, that turn the side hustle into actual business and register it, market it in a way where I can actually cater to a larger group of individuals and not necessarily solely being dependent on the different locations. And yeah, that's really where I am right now. So hopefully I'm not leaving out anything. I'm trying to remember, or yeah, trying to regurgitate if I'm missing anything. But yeah, so there were adversities, there were challenges, there have been achievements. There's obviously way more growth in this. Oh, I also want to diversify like my portfolio of products that I carry. See, not right now, literally I'm earning over 200k revenue from those 2 products. So imagine if I'm supposed to increase it or diversify into different fruits or even vegetables in the future. So that's another thing. So diversifying my products, getting other locations, marketing to the masses or to different individuals or clienteles to distribute to them as well. Registering the business or registering the side hustle and turning it into an actual business. So yeah, that's how I have currently grown a business to a million JMD. And some people might say this is $1 million. Not really much that, which I guess $1 is $1 everywhere, and it depends on where you are in your life. But I this is my first business that I'm growing, and it's literally from zero to 7 figures, and I'm very very proud of that while still being in school. And oh, another thing, do not, it doesn't matter how old you are. I really wanted to genuinely believe in yourself and just never stop. Just always push, like keep on persevering until you get that answer, whether it's a no or a yes. Whether old or young, I'm pretty sure that there have been persons that have told you whatnot, like it's not worth it. A lot of persons probably have told me that it's not worth it to have a bag of apples on my shoulder, walking up and down in the hot sun, sweating, breaking my back. Like, just go take up a book. Like, it's way easier to just read, right? Like, there's a reason God put the thoughts or the imagery, the image in your head for a reason. They put it in your head for a reason, not theirs. So do not give up on your dream. I beg of you, please do not give up on your dream. Just keep on pushing, keep on persevering. Their aspirations for a reason, bro. Just keep going. The sky, the literal sky is the limit. I don't even know if you can still see me. I hope the lighting is good enough. But obviously I'm on a rooftop. I wanted to change up the scenery a little bit. But yeah, just promise me that whatever is in your mind right now, no matter how old you are, just keep pushing. If you have a 9 to 5, time management, find the weekend or the time outside of work to grow it until you can eventually move into doing what you're doing full time, if that's what you're interested in. If you're comfortable where you are, just stay comfortable. And another thing too, like discomfort, being uncomfortable genuinely pushed me to be who I am, or to grow the business, and like pursuing independence on a whole. Like my mom can help me to do a lot of things, but due to my independence and my grit and my why, like I genuinely want financial independence and financial freedom, to have the ability to assist my mom, to assist my brothers, assist my future wife, assist myself, and take some of the burdens off of her, bro. Like, of course she could pay my rent, of course she could buy me food, of course she could do all these things, but imagine if I can put myself in an uncomfortable situation and build income streams for myself that I can assist her and myself, take the pressure off of her, and just grow as an individual. Like, this is the life I play. This is the position I place myself in, and I'm going to persevere. I'm going to get myself out of the situation successfully, and I want you to do that too. So just constantly believe, and that's really it. That's how I grew the business, and I have a lot more in store. I promise you, I have a lot more in store. This is not the last business I will be growing. So yeah, hopefully you like this video. Hopefully it's not too long. Probably a lot of you already clicked off already, but yeah, that's how I grew the fruits business. So later.